The new season of America's Got Talent is coming out soon, or maybe it's already come out, I'm not sure. All I know is that my initial thought when it was announced is, what talentless butt wipe is gonna manipulate the competition this time? I mean, seriously, it always feels like the winner is decided by emotional manipulation and not because of talent. I mean, let's take Cody Lee, for example. I'm just gonna flat out say it, this kid was not talented. He was blind, autistic, could play piano like someone who was in elementary school, and was a mediocre singer. But his whole package was, take pity on me for I'm blind and autistic. Just, ugh. And no, I'm not picking on the kid because he's autistic, because that would make me a massive hypocrite, because I have Asperger's syndrome. But I can criticize him for not being able to sing or play piano that well. And no, him being blind doesn't make his piano playing that much more impressive, because blind people tend to have better spatial recognition, which is good for playing the piano. And yes, he got better eventually. The problem is he got better after America's Got Talent, not during. And the winner of the next season, not counting champions, poetry. Sappy, emotional poetry. And even in other talent shows it's bad. Like, in the Go Big show, some Mexican guy brought out his kid, and that was enough to wow the judges, even though the others were risking their lives, and he wasn't. He was doing something he had done in a previous act, but it was less impressive in this act because now he was standing on the ground instead of a horse. Yes, what he did take skill, but did it deserve to win? No. Cody Lee, for example. I'm just gonna flat out say it. No, I couldn't explain everything I wanted to in 2 minutes. I'm gonna need 2 more minutes. I mean, let me go back to America's Got Talent champions. The winners were a group of Indians known as the Unbeatable. Basically, they were an acrobat troupe. And honestly, they were amazing. Not only did they do stunts I could never dream of doing in my entire life, and I'm in my 30s, so it's getting to be a bigger and bigger pipe dream, but they were even creative with their performances. Performances that not only took a lot of skill, but a lot of thought put into the performances. And I'm sorry, just nothing about Cody Lee impressed me. He could sort of play piano and he could sort of sing, and just neither of those talents were really impressive. I feel like I could still play piano at my point in life. And I'm not the best singer, I admit, but then again, I've just heard so many better singers, and again, him being blind does not impress me with his piano playing because of spatial recognition. But another thing that always bothered me about him was his presentation, or lack thereof. It was always on an unlit stage with no props, just his piano. And yes, the last performance did have these things to the side. I couldn't even tell you what they were. They really didn't add much. And say what you want about the poet guy, but at least his finale had a decent 3D backdrop to it. And I know I'm complaining about emotional manipulation, but unfortunately, The Unbeatable was the exception, and even they kinda had a sad backstory. But it feels to me, at least, that most of the winners on that show have won through emotional manipulation.